Hey peeps, welcome in. Also, why you've shaken me off the screen again? What am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? You completely shook me off the screen. What am I supposed to do now? You're so mean, a pigeon. You're so mean, a pigeon all the time. All the time. You made me small and then also shook me out of existence. Hi. I'm Pigeon Wishes, your resident pigeon fae from the UK, and today we're playing Wytchwood. And also apparently being bullied first thing before stream. I was gonna play more Sandwich today, but I sort of had a nap, like a 3-hour nap, and woke up more tired than before I had the 3-hour nap. So this is what we're doing now. We're playing a different game because I don't have the energy for Sandwich. Or for like Ben Sushi either. Those games like need more energy than you would expect. Don't worry, Drac, I just went with the bit. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. I just went with the bit. I just went with the bit of you shaking me and being bullied by chat. And just explained that we're playing Wytchwood today because I don't have the energy for like Sushi Ben or for Sandwich. Because those games need more brain power. And I just want to look at a pretty art style because I had a 3-hour nap and woke up more tired. You shake me again! You shake the pigeon again! You're a bully. You shake the pigeon in my own house. In my own house. You shake the pigeon in my own house. On this, a Wednesday. Welcome in, Cyan. On a Wednesday of all days, you shake the pigeon in her own house. SMH my head. SMH my head, you bully. You bully me. You bully me. I do nothing and you bully me. Everyone's so mean on me all the time. All the time, all the time. You bully me. You know I'm from my birthday party. Hey. Welcome in, Puppet Master. I forgot to open fucking. Mix it up. Thank you. We're going to be switching outfit in a second because someone's already redeemed an outfit change. But I'm glad you like my base outfit. Come on, mix it up. Load. So that I can... Oh, yeah, so depends what you want, Drac. Because, like... different things cost different amounts, obviously. Like, were you looking for just a piece, or did you want, like... There you go. Wedding Pidge. Wedding Pidge, but I may... get rid of the veil. The veil is pretty, but it gets in the way. And so do the earrings. Oop. Okay. That took a while. An upper body, yeah, that's not going to be too much. I usually only charge like... I can get you an actual answer, like, a different day. But, like, normally just, like, an upper body drawing is, like, about $30, mostly. Just for, like, an for a half body, upper body. No, it's fine. I can give you, like, an actual quote when I know what, like, when you've got the references and stuff for me, because obviously everything depends. Everything depends on how much, like, complicated the character design and stuff is. God, I love this outfit. I should get this outfit made at some point properly, so it's not just one of my PNG outfits. I don't think we've had a bunch of new people, so people haven't seen the pretty wedding pitch outfit. This would be a sick ass actual outfit with if it was fully rigged. And it gives people more chances to look at my tattoos. This is one I debate upon. I think I have plans for the next outfit though. Detective Pidge is drawn, but not rigged. Oh, hi Murder! Welcome in, hun. You've changed your name to Murder the Stream Jumper. Amazing. Amazing. But yeah, we're just yapping a bit before we start. Waking up a bit more because I literally just woke, like half an hour, woke up from a nap. But yeah. Wedding Pidge is definitely, I think, on the list of ones I want to get made. Done properly. But I've got Detective Pidge and I have Evil Fucked Up AU Pidge to do first. Ooh, nice. I can't stream on days that I've got work because I work like 10-hour shifts. Like 10, 11-hour shifts. So I'm fucking knackered by the end of them. Oh, fair enough. I only really have ever drank White Monster or the Monster, I can't remember, I don't know the names of them, but the teal one with the de los Muertos stuff on it. Those are the only two monsters I've ever actually drank. I don't drink a lot of energy drink because it doesn't work on me. Energy drinks have the opposite effect and make me more sleepy. I thought White Monster was okay. Yeah, the mango one. I think that's the one I'm talking about, yeah. But I would not know. I do not drink a lot of them. I do not drink a lot of them. People are going to like today's game, by the way, if you've not seen them. Have a good food. Let us know if it's yummy. But people are going to like today's game because the art style of today's game is fucking excellent. It's very pretty. Once upon a time, there lived an odd little witch in an odd little house. I'm going to move myself. I'm in the way. She spent most of her days tending to her odd little garden and resting in her odd little chair. On this day, however, her sleep is interrupted by an odd little noise. Nah. Who's there? God, this game is pretty. We get to play a little babushka witch. I think that's sick. I may turn down the music a little bit. Just because the music was quite loud. You devil! How dare you wake a young lady from her beauty sleep? Ah! Shoo shoo! Get out of my house, you mindless beast! You're making a mess. With a swift kick in the ramp, you boot the goat through the front door. It is kind of vaguely Cult of the Lammy. I'm deciding what voice I want to do for her, because I feel like she should have a voice. When did this place get so cluttered? I could have sworn I swept the hearth just yesterday. First things first, my old grimoire must be around here somewhere. I want to give her a babushka voice, but I don't know how to do that. Ha! Here it is. It's lighter than I recall. Your grimoire contains all of your craftable recipes. You can open it at any time. Little old lady babushka. She is little old lady witch. We have... But yeah, this is the game. We make potions. All my recipes are missing. That damnable creature has chewed up all the pages of my book. Where is my belt? I need to carry things if I am to go confront the beast. I must have left it in the trunk over there. This is so cute. I love the sort of mixed media approach they've gone for. My poor back. How long was I napping for? A good dose of medicine ought to soothe these aching bones before I head outside. Oh, at least I have my recipe for my mending poultice. Collect all the stuff. Collect all the things and stuff. What other bits do we need? Oh, we have everything. Okay, we healed. There's nothing else in here we can interact with, is there? Let me know how the volume is and stuff though, peeps. You step outside into a humid marsh and immediately stub your toe on a twisted root. Close your eyes for a wink, and the next thing you know, the whole yard's gone to weeds. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear braying through the dense bramble. Where'd that cross-eyed Billy get to? He could have at least put his gnashers to good use on this lawn. I might turn it down again, because it is still really loud for me as well. This game in general just seems pretty loud. %40 sounds better to me. Does that sound better to everyone else? Just because everything was quite loud. That's pretty. I like all the statues. Right, opening the map to have a look around. And obviously we're gonna open that more as time goes on. We got our own little farm. That's cute. Some shears will cut this cleanly. I like how we're wearing like a cauldron on our head. That's like a thing you don't see very often. I'll pick up the mushrooms before looking at the goat. Is that all you have to say for yourself? The goat coughs up a disgusting hairball. Ah, yes. Hello? Oh, wait, no. The goat's got a voice. Yes. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now? Apologies. It's been so long since I used a mortal vessel. Yuck, there's dirt in my mouth. You can talk? Of course I can talk. How's your mind become so filled with cobwebs that you've forgotten your old friend? You wound me, madame. It's good to see you up and about. I was beginning to wonder if you'd ever awaken. No, I suppose time flows strangely in this place. Anyway, I've come to collect. Do you have the amount we agreed upon? Amount? Amount of what? Oh dear. If you really don't remember, we should go over the contract details again. Down there. The goat nods its head towards an ancient stone gateway looming nearby. And just how am I supposed to go through solid rock? You're the one who sealed it last. Take a closer look, I'm sure it will come back to you. Open your witch's eye to inspect objects and creatures and discover their weaknesses. The goat, I'll help you out. Trust me. An unusually large standing stone wrapped with enchanted engravings. Unveiling powder. Don't underestimate your senses, my dear. You may be old, but you can see things others cannot. Hidden weaknesses lying below the surface. Ah, I can see it now. They're shallow runes etched into the surface of the stone. But they're too faint for me to read. A power of unveiling ought to undo the trick. If you hadn't made a snack of my book, I wouldn't have to retranscribe my recipes. I shall not be held liable for losses or inconveniences occurred as the result of abyssal possession. By inspecting objects and creatures, you can learn new recipes. What do we need for our unveiling powder? Oh, we've got everything. You smear a handful of the glowing powder onto the runes of the doorway. A cool blue light emanates from the glyphs and envelops the entrance in an aura. You squint, attempting to discern the meaning of the letters. They appear to be in some obscure runic alphabet. What gibberish is this? It looks like it was carved by a frightened hen. It must be written in the umbral tongue. Allow me to translate. The god steps up to the doorway and pauses. Well, what does it say? The goat swings its shaggy head towards you. Dark, matted wool obscures the creature's beady eyes. I cannot see. Unbelievable. What help are you, then? I didn't come here to help. I came here to collect. Now do something about this mop of hair, would you? Fine, fine. I think I have some rusty old shears in the garden. We got rope and we got shears. So is there going to be like a farming aspect, maybe? Come in close with the shears and give them a good snip. With much processing and a nicked ear, you shear away clumps of dirty hair from the goat's eyes. Ah, much better. Oh my. Were you always this grotesque, or is my memory failing me as well? Watch your tongue or I'll give it a good snip too. Now, can you read the runes or not? Yes. A space beneath she sleeps alone, tokens given up to the unknown. Fires of four shall unroot the stone, braziers by erase the crone. Crone? Who's it calling a crone? And what are these tokens I am to burn? Perhaps you ought to take a closer look at those braziers. Dog hair, blue feather, frog slime, shiny stone. Dog hair, bird feather, frog slime, and a shiny stone? I don't suppose you swallowed up any of those things while I was asleep. I don't think so, but feel free to sift through this creature's leavings if you want to be completely sure. However, there's a whole world outside of this little swamp, you know. See that gateway over there? The one with the lovely green flame? The goat motions to the far side of your lawn. I guess a brisk walk in the woods is to do these creaky joints some good. Too much time indoors is bad for the humors. Thick, tangled vines have overgrown the ruined entrance. Something sharper than your fingernails will need to get through. Snipping and tearing. Your shears make short work of the bramble. Okay, so we've got our thing. We've got to find all 4 ingredients for the braziers. You cut your way through the remaining vines and suddenly step into a cold stone dais. Time seems to flow backwards, or maybe it speeds forwards. An oppressive star-filled void stretches as far as you can see. There is no wind or sound. In this void, a warm, full breeze and the chirping of birds seizes your attention. A doorway. Okay, so everywhere's locked except for the bottom. Hearth seed. Are there any other ingredients here? It doesn't look like it. To the forest. I should pick up things as we go past as well, I feel like, so that we don't have to find them again later. It's very pretty and autumnal. I just might have to break this apart. I think it's nice to have a game, to play a game where we're playing an old lady. Oi lady, what's with that great stinking pot on your head? I would ask the same about all those stinking frogs in your trousers. Oh, you're just jealous. The boy fumbles between trying to wrangle all those frogs and swiping ineffectually at wayward fireflies with a shoddy-looking bug net. Juggling a little more than you can handle, eh? What exactly are you hoping to accomplish flailing about like that? Are you daft? My frogs are hungry, so I've got to catch some of these fireflies to feed them. He takes another wild swing, missing his target entirely. Why don't you let me take a few of those frogs off your hands for a moment? That would let you swing that net properly. I see how it is, you're after me precious prizes. Well, how about give you the net and you catch me some fireflies? Then maybe I'll think about trading you one of my froggies. Ooh, cool. Oh, we need an axe to get that one. I think we caught the fairy though. Well, these hoppers aren't going to stick around with empty bellies. Faster you catch those fireflies, faster we can eat. The frogs can eat. Give him the fireflies. We need the frogs. The boy shakes the jar, rattling the captured insects like pennies in a piggy bank. Oh, these are nice and juicy. The lads will get a feast tonight. Now, what about our deal? You agreed to treat me one of your pets here. What deal? I don't remember making no deal. frog squirms out of the boy's overalls and plops down by his feet with a wet slap. Dang it! There you go, Slippery Pete. He takes a clumsy swipe at the amphibian. The creature squeezes out of his grasp and bounces into the underbrush. Shucks, never liked him anyways. If you can catch him, he's all yours. So we got the frog. We can't get the running mushroom. You want more? Catch him yourself. I don't know what we need fairy dust for, but we've caught a fairy, which seems kind of important. There was another character up here. A simple trap is what I need. A woman spins around on her heels so quickly she nearly hits you with her spyglass. Ah, you startled me. Can't you see I'm busy with my scientific research? Research? What is it you are looking for with that contraption? Why, the famed indigo tufted forest lark. They're said to be native to this forest and this forest only. Have you seen one perchance? You glance upwards at the small blue bird perched on the oblivious woman's hat. I haven't. Sorry. A shame. Well, it's never too late to open one's eyes to the wonders of the natural world. You never know what you'll discover. She points at a nearby woodland critter stuffing its cheeks with seeds. Take that squirrel, for example. Spend a few moments watching its behaviour and you'll learn everything you need to know about it. Observation is key. Now, if you don't mind, I wouldn't want to miss an exciting new discovery. The bluebird glances vacantly at you before pooping on the brim of the woman's hat. Already I am deeply immersed in this world. This is very cute. Oh, we need hair of dog, so we should talk to this guy. Evening, ma'am. Come to check on the pottery. I'm afraid I've just fired up the kilns up, so that it'll be a while, still. Pottery? Bah! I was admiring that fine canine over there. You pointed at a scraggly looking mutt patrolling the yard. May I give her a petting? Oh, you can try, but I wouldn't if you value your fingers. She's a touch bitey today. Doesn't much like people getting near the ovens. I have a way with animals. Surely I can find something to calm her down. She needs a morsel. So we're probably going to need the ash from the pottery as well, right, at some point. Don't worry, girlie. We're not going to enter your like house until we know what we've got the meat that you need. Oh man, oh jeez, I don't know about this. You tap the man's shoulder and he nearly tumbles headfirst into the well. What's the matter with you? I could have fallen in. Then perhaps you shouldn't be leaning over the edge so like some wobbly stork. What's so interesting down this well anyways? Well, my grandpa used to tell me that people drop all sorts of treasure down there, just waiting for someone to dig it up. Got myself a trowel and thought I'd give it a go. But the rope's out and it looks awful dark and damp. I get goosebumps just thinking about all the ghoulies might be lurking down there in the shadows. Ever consider that those ghoulies might get goosebumps thinking about you looking up here in the sunlight? No, not really. Not sure if that makes me feel any better about them, actually. Maybe the business of treasure hunting isn't for me, after all. Here, why don't you take my trowel? I don't think I'll be needing it. You can go down in the well and see those ghoulies yourself. I'll take the trowel. This old well is deep and dark. You might be able to climb down into it, but the rope has long since rotted away. We have rope. You toss a length of strong homemade rope down in the darkness. It seems like it should support you without much fuss. Nice! We can go down in the well and get some stuff. The clay is packed. I need a trowel. We got another frog. I think we should collect as much clay and stuff as possible while we're down here. Oh, we got one of the stony things as well we need for something else. Money. I could collect some water with a jar. Soporific potion. Draught will send people who drinks to a deep sleep. Wicker work. A rigid woven. A good frame to start building around. Soporific morsel. A warm gobbet of animal flesh. Sacred sleeping magic. Useful against dogs. That's what we need for the dog. Snap trap. We need more. So we need wicker work. And we need more rope. When thrown sharply against the ground, this seed will spirit you back to cozy comforts. Okay, we don't really need that. Unveiling powder. What are you? A campfire ember. Yes, Drac. What is up? We got a snap trap. We can probably catch a squirrel now. Oh, have fun, but be safe, please. I'm all for people going out and doing what they like, especially when, like, they've had a rough day. But make sure that you're looking after yourself, mate. Frog slime. Oh, you work in 20 minutes. Ah, fair do. What you drinking? Anything nice? Something stirs inside but does not emerge. Burrow of a creature who prefers to be left alone. Okay, so we can't get whatever that is yet. Ah, fair do. You working anything interesting tonight, or is it just same old, same old? Because I know you do concerts and stuff sometimes. What you got to say, lad? I'm just going to catch my breath for a moment. Oh, nice. Some shears so we can get the bull reed. And that gets us twine, which is useful for making traps. And then we need a trap to get a squirrel so that we can feed the dog. We'll leave that trap there. Oh yay, we got it! See, the problem is, I have automatic moderation, so I don't actually have that word as like a banned word. I would be fine with people saying that word, but automatic moderation bonks anyone who says anything. Also, that's very funny. It's like how I saw someone in a Halloween costume that was the Dubai chocolate gold 24 karat gold Labubu, and I thought that was actually fucking hilarious. Well, yeah, because I've got a message delay, even that I haven't put on. Like, there's a natural message delay for me. Because I've actually got 0 delay for messages coming through for me on my end. But for some reason, Twitch automatically gives it like a fucking minute or 2. And it's really annoying to me, because I want to be able to respond to people immediately. Hey, you there, give me hands, would you? With what? You seem to have everything under control, and these stumps aren't going anywhere. Madame knew the sun was supposed to help me, but he's wandered, probably to go bother frogs or eat bugs or some such nonsense. Anyway, I need help clearing away some of these dead logs. It's late in the season and the wood's started to rot. Just be careful of the purple mushrooms that sometimes grow inside. They'll make you powerful sleepy if you breathe in spores. As much as I do love poisonous fungi, I'm not much of a lumberjack. Nonsense. Anyone can experience the joys of splitting a fine stump. Yeah, my boy won't be missing his hatchet. Hi Mixer, welcome in. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. I'm already quite enjoying this game. It's nice and chill. Just collecty things. To make more things, to collect more things. Also, that's a really fucking good combination of emotes, Drac. The pigeon ice cream and the dog eaty emote is a very good combo. Right, hatchet. I think we might have more stuff to actually Oh, we got some hot coals. And we got a soot sprite! See, this game's so fucking charming. This is a couple years old now. But it's so charming. Been on my to playlist for a while actually, wytchwood has been. Right, what else do we want and or need down here? I like our character design. I like how we're just like a little witch. A little witch with a little old witch with her big old coat and her pot on her head. Right, can we make any things? We've got mushrooms. We need a jar of water. We have the stuff to make a pot. We have the stuff to make a few pots. So now we need to fill those pots with water from the well. And once we filled them with water from the well, we can make the sleeping draught. And once we've made the sleeping draught, we can make drugged meat to give to the dog to knock it the fuck out so that we can share it. Jar water, nice. And what are we missing? Nothing. We can make soporific potions. But we apparently can't make 2. Soporific morsel. I think we need to make more wicker work. And once we've made wicker work, I feel like we should make maybe a couple more traps. 3 traps seems like a good start. I want to be ready to do things, but not too ready. Bars a witch's wailing till it deigns to open. A gilded gate. So we're locked into this area until we can get further. Right, doggy. Have a meat. A quick snip with my shears should do it. Frog slime, blue feather, shiny stone, and a dog hair. That's all I need for those braziers. I should head home now. Catch another soot sprite. Catch the other soot sprite. Oh, have fun, Mirror. I'm currently just ransacking this guy's shit. Did you find my dog a treat yet? Right, back to our home in the Witchwood. Into the decay. Oh, that's not ominous at all. The fact that it's called the Decay is not ominous at all. Right. Hello, goat. The brazier awaits an offering. Dog hair. The dog hairs take a moment to fall from your fingers, fluttering down into the basin, one by one. The fur bristles into a foul-smelling coils before erupting into a cold green flame. A blue feather. A strong force pulls the feather down into the large basin like a magnet. It bursts into a bright flash of light as the cold flames engulf its essence. Frog slime. You gently squeeze the globs of wet slime from your satchel into the basin. The mucus bubbles and pops before cold flames reduce it to a fine, odourless ash. I'll have a sippy, thank you, Drac. I've got chai with me today. Pigeon's drink of the day is chai. Have a good one, Drac. Thank you for coming in, hon. You drop the stone into the basin with a resounding chiming sound. Fractures trace across the pebble before it cracks open and a cold green light swallows it within its flames. The emerald flames of the braziers play strange shadows across the stone doorway. You watch as the fingers of shadow crawl up the rock face and crack open the solid granite like stale bread. The stone crumbles away into darkness, revealing a yawning stairway descending down into the cold earth. After you, madame. So I wonder what manner of deal we've made with this black goat. Oh, is it this lady? Encased inside a gilded crystal coffin lies the body of a young woman. Though she sleeps in an enchanted slumber, her ageless features express a deep sadness. The sound of cloven hooves echo against the marble floor as the goat comes to your side.
Quite something, isn't she? Do you remember bringing her to me?
I brought her to you? Why, who is she?
I haven't the faintest idea. All I know is how you brought her lifeless form to my doorstep and begged me to save her soul.
Save her from what? And why is she asleep?
Why? From the 12 wicked souls whom you said wronged her in life, villains who deceived her, who cheated her, broke her spirit. And we agreed. Here she will sleep, until our contract is fulfilled. Until you bring me those 12 wicked souls.
What? I remember no such contract.
Our pact is binding, regardless of what you do or do not remember.
At the goat's words, you feel something hard and dark locking away in the depths of your heart. It speaks the truth. And why would I do your bidding? It seems like a lot of bothersome trouble to me. What do I care about some sleeping beauty?
Bring me the 12 souls, and I shall release the sleeping maiden from her slumber. Our agreement will be fulfilled. Who knows, in time you may even remember why you brought her to me in the first place. Or you can simply return to the comfort of your little hovel, where you will waste away until the weeds grow so thick that not even your shears will be able to cut you free. And your mind will stay as empty as that grimoire of yours. But it's a big decision to make so hastily. Why don't you sleep on it?
A heavy weight fills your marrow. Your eyelids flutter, barely able to stay open. What have you done to me? I can't stay awake. I can't tell if the Sleeping Beauty is supposed to be us, or if she's like our daughter or something, because I think we've done this to her for a good reason. Like, we don't seem like a bad guy. I don't think we're playing a bad guy. A study iron pot engraved with magical runes. So, what reason could we have had to do that to her?
Good morning. I trust you made up your mind. Will you collect the souls I've asked for, or would you prefer to stay stuck in this festering swamp?
Alright. No need to get your hands in the twist. I'll do as you ask. You haven't given me much choice.
Splendid. As it happens, I already sensed the first 4 souls we seek. 2 are in the forest, another in the swamp to the north, and the last in the fields to the south.
Could you be more specific? Near a shapely stump? Perhaps inside a tree with a vase? By another grown mushroom grove?
What do I look like? A compass? Go out there and look for yourself.
The Sleeping Maiden. The goat has made clear his desire, if not his intentions. A bear in the forest, an ox in the fields, a leech in the swamp, a snake in the forest. Okay, so we've got to try and wake this girly pop up. Let me get some ingredients first so that we know what to do, because I feel like we might be low on rope and stuff. And we have a pretty decent supply of stuff at our own house. At least for things like these vines and that lot. Maybe it's that the girl came to us specifically to help her. Or something. We need rope, so I'm just gathering rope. so that we've got enough for whatever we need. Okay, back to the forest. To collect a bear. Herbs. The lakeshore path. Oi, stop right where you are. Yeah, no one but soldiers are allowed into the lakeshore camp. And you don't look like no soldier. Yeah, that's not the standard issue helmet. I just came to visit my son. I don't think so. The captain said no visitors, so buzz off. Yeah, unless you're the quarrymaster, you ain't getting in. Hey, where's that nervous wreck anyway? You ought to be back with that shipment early by now. So, do we think it's literal animals we're hunting? Or do we think they're metaphorical? I'm gonna shift myself over here. But do we think that they're literal? It's a literal bear, or do we think that it's a metaphorical bear? Ouch! I can't attack him, so I guess we just avoid? A bait stick, a tempting but deadly morsel for meat-eating critters, useful against newts, dragonflies and bats. And some traps! We need a Healy potion. Inventory. I think the jars can go in our backpack rather than our main inventory. Healy potion seems more important. Oh, I had the trowel selected, not the hatchet. The stream seems particularly angry about something, maybe everything. We need a cinder box. How do we make a cinder box? Rodent lard. We've got one firefly, but we need rodent lard and something else. We should look and see what the bat wants. Although I can't see him right now. Talks big, but it's cowardly at heart. Weakness, dreadful doll. So he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy and he wants a doll. Hello, lady. You approach a young woman, weeping sorrowfully into her palms. She catches her breath for a moment and looks out longingly over the placid lake. Oh, my sweet songbird, why have you forsaken me to a life devoid of your love? Tears well up in her eyes as she buries her face once again. You consider leaving this melodrama well enough alone, but something about the poor girl reminds me of the maiden slumbering under your house. You draw out a tattered handkerchief and offer it to the maiden. There, dry your eyes, my child, and tell old Granny what the matter is.
Oh, thank you, you're very kind.
She takes the cloth and daintily dabs the corners of her eyes. Swallowing the last of her sobs, she composes herself before sighing wistfully. "'Tis my beloved, such a sweet and romantic man with the voice of a mellow lark. Ah, I get it. He dumped you. Well, don't worry, there's plenty of other frogs in the swamp."
What? No, he loves me, and I him. Though our families would never allow us to be together. He'd come and sing outside my balcony every night. One night we both vowed to escape and meet by this lake. I waited and waited under the waning moon, even past the morning sun, but he still hasn't revealed himself.
Tough break, maybe he wasn't that into you. The woman snaps at you with sudden vitriol.
He would never abandon me. We're destined to be together.
She slips back into a melancholic gaze over the lake. Even now I can still hear his beautiful melody of his lute coming from across the water. Over the dull sounds of lapping waves and quaking waterfowl, faint notes of some faraway stringed instrument whisper through the reeds. Oh, I hear it too. Maybe you aren't just mad in love.
It's coming from somewhere in the middle of the lake. He's out there somewhere. I just know it.
She crumbles into another dramatic bout of uncontrollable tears. Now. I'm sure it's just some echo bouncing off the shore. I'll go find this tardy bird of yours he's run off to. Okay, so we're around the back of the pottery barn. A forest herb. Elusive pixie, dance upon the breeze without a care beyond fairies. Oh, a sewing kit. Issues a rattle so intense and unsettling that it shapes itself to dust, useful against goblins and bandits. We might as well do this. We got more fairy dust. A pixie nest, an assemblage of detritus and face saliva, but one that some tiny beings call home. There's a lot of little bat guys there. Can't go any further into the woods there. A fairy shrine. Curious. And this is the gate we saw earlier. Okay. So I guess our first port of call is to find out. The music seems strongest on this shore, but even here you can't quite place the source. It seems to be emanating from the half-sunken ruin pointing out of the lake's waters. Maybe that fool bard is hiding way out there? Bah, but I swim as well as hens fly. Suddenly some unseen voice chitters mockingly in your ear.
Oh, the musical man you'll never see.
You spin around, but no one is there, just a nattering laughter bouncing off the wind. Who is there? Show yourself, spirit. Don't make me get my unveiling powder. You snap your hand around the elusive creature and squeeze.
Let me go, you motherly pup. You're crushing the life out of me.
You driveling little pest. What do you know about this music?
Music? What music? All I hear is the slapping waves and peeping birdies. Your wrinkly old ears must be full of bugs.
Don't you play smart with me, I'll pop your head like a daisy.
Oh, you mean that music? It's the sound of the snakes traveling circus. I thought everyone knew that. Circus stays still, but the door, it's the thing that travels, you see. And right now the door's out on that lake, but you'll never get in.
You give the wretched sprite a good shake, and a shower of glittering dust sheds off its wings. Tell me how to cross the lake or I'll make a necklace of your teeth.
Only fae folk can show the way. Dirty fairies built a bridge. You keep the big folk out unless the snake invites them in.
You're a fairy, aren't you? Where is this bridge?
Ah, we're a pixie, not one of those flammy-pammy mushroom hiders. Beside the bridge is invisible to big stompers like you.
The creature peers over your shoulder as it waves its tiny arms.
Oh, look! There's a fairy now. Why don't you ask her?
You turn to look, but in your moment of distraction, the pixie sinks its sharp teeth into your finger. How'd you sneaky like the lighter? Springing free from your grasp, the slippery monster chitters a laugh and vanishes into a cloud of smoke. Look down at your dust-covered hand. Fairy or not, this bridge must be around here somewhere. Pushing aside the thrushes and cattails, you find a strangely shaped carved pedestal. It might be mistaken for a bird bath if you didn't know any better. Hi Murder, welcome back. As you run your finger around the edge of the bowl, the remaining pixie dust on your hand flicks off, as if drawn by an invisible force. Crude pictographs appear on the surface of the basin. They depict a coiled snake presiding at the centre of some kind of festival. Directions on how to reveal the bridges are carved on the outside. You see symbols resembling fey dust, dancing fireflies and bird feathers. You shake out the fine dust into the bowl and it settles evenly inside its surface. So we need 3 blue feathers and more fireflies. Okay. Thank you for the pat-pats, hon. Currently, we're working towards getting a specific... So we've been tasked by the black goat to collect the souls of 3... Oh no, I think he said like 7 evil beings who wronged this sleeping beauty that we have in our basement. And once we've collected them, she'll be like freed, basically, from her sleep. And we're going after the first guy, who appears to be a big snake. But I don't know if it's like a metaphorical snake or a real snake. Because I'm like not entirely unconvinced that it's not metaphorical. I think that's all the feathers. We need fireflies now. Where do I remember there being fireflies? I think it was in the bottom left here, right? That there are fireflies. Oh, we got a changeling root. That's a new ingredient. collect like all the mushrooms and stuff because the mushrooms are healing potions stuff. Kid? No, you got nothing to say to me, kid. Imp Eye Nut.
Spotted anything exotic lately?
So that's that. We got everything we need to fill the basin.
Each of the fireflies alights upon the edge of the bowl, stepping delicately until they are evenly spaced. Placed into the basin, the feathers arrange themselves into perfect triangular symmetry. The basin begins to glow a soft yellow as the fireflies rise from the muck within. They begin to dance up and down, drawing circles high above the bowl. Glitter rains down gently, shimmering as it catches the rays of sunlight. Slowly, the particles trace from the form of the bridge leading from the edge of the water to the centre of the lake. You tentatively test the strength of the spectral walkway and find that it is as strong as if it were made of solid stone.
Okay, let's go meet this snake. It seems to be in some kind of trance. We don't have what we need to free him. Almost a hypnotic motion. Oh, very nice. Okay, we're gonna meet the snake. He's one of the guys whose soul we have to take. Oh, they mean a literal snake. Okay. Draped in glittering jewellery, the serpent stares intently into a crystal ball as you approach. Welcome, my dear, welcome. I saw you would come here in search of answers. Well, I came here in search of a bard. That is him outside, right? With the loot.
The minstrel, yes, he is working off a debt to me.
All those folk out there seem touch addled. What did you do to them?
They're all humble folk looking for something. As you are, I am here to provide them with my services in exchange for a bit of work.
So what are you, some sort of carnival wizard? You're making quite the racket in my forest.
A wizard? No, no, no. I am a seer, a scryer of hidden mists, a foreteller of fortunes, and keeper of secrets.
Fancy titles you've given yourself. Sounds like you're nothing but a used cart salesman peddling your wares to the gullible.
Ah, skeptics, step closer and let the crystal ball reveal its mysteries.
The snake's voice drops low and seems to fill the tent with a heavy weight.
I am a helper of sorts, an unraveler of knots. I make the forgotten remembered.
You feel the scaly touch of slithering coils wind around you, but you are powerless to move,
and you have forgotten much.
The snake's eyes swirl in a pattern you've never seen. Imperceptible colours collapse into themselves and fracture into a kaleidoscope of mosaics against the canvas walls. A voice speaks from far away. It takes you a moment to realise that it's your own. I have forgotten so much.
Let me help you find your answers.
The serpent's coils slowly squeeze the consciousness out of you. With a desperate push of willpower, you blink away from the snake's hypnotic gaze. Wait, get off me, you worm. You wiggle your body like a sack of loose twigs. Despite your protesting bones, you manage to squirm free and tumble backwards out of the tent. When your eyes open, you'll find yourself back outside the snake's tent. You pick yourself up from the ground and dust off your shoulders. I guess that sly serpent has some tricks up his sleeve. I'd better come up with a plan for the next time I go in there. The festival patrons seem confused at your tussle with the snake, as if the spell over them was momentarily shaken. The crowds disperse as they fumble about in a haze. Now's my chance to get a word in with that bard. Maybe I can get him out of this mess. Strumming his lute, the strapping young man has a faraway look in his eyes. Is it wistfulness, nostalgia, or even hypnosis? Wander I may, but ne'er away from she I call my lover. To my chagrin I stumbled in and met the gaze of another. Curious I stared, I was not prepared, and this was my mistake. A binding gaze, I now live my days in the service of the snake. Cry not for me, for there is she that might still see me saved. My spirits they lift as she holds a gift from before I was enslaved. A mirror but shattered, its pieces have scattered. If amended we may be set free. Down the weshing wellspring to the swamp's moonlight ring, and hiding within the pixie tree. What is all this about a broken mirror? You gave it to the weeping maiden? Speak plainly, a warbling fool. No matter what you do, the poor musician barely seems to realise you're there. I just keep strumming his lute and humming his mournful tune. Maybe that lovesick miss will know what he is on about. So we gotta go find the pieces of this mirror and that might set him free. Okay, girly pop. What?
Oh, be still, my beating heart. Have you any news from my dear sweet love?
I found him at the carnival, but he's been mesmerized by the snake. Unless I can break the spell, no one in the carnival can leave.
The snake? Say it isn't so. I heard how he grants wishes, but only for a terrible price. Why would my love be so desperate as to consort with that charlatan?
I haven't a clue. He's stuck deep. The only thing I managed to get out of him was something about a mirror. Do you know anything about that?
A mirror? Oh, yes, it was the first gift he ever gave me.
From inside her bodice, she produces a small, cracked hand mirror.
But one night, it slipped from my balcony and shattered on the cobblestones. I tried to piece it back together, but I could never find the last 3 shards.
His song mentions something about a wishing well, a moonless swamp, and a pixie tree. Keep that mirror close. I'll seek out the missing shards and return them to you.
Oh, thank you. I should very much like to see it whole once again.
Well, we know where most of this stuff is. The pixie tree is around here somewhere. There it is. When you reach for a sharp piece of broken glass that could be the mirror shard, but pull your hand away at the last moment, 1,000 beady eyes peer out of the tree's knotholes. A familiar cackling voice slits above the others.
You again, Kettlehead. What do you want now?
I've come for that mirror shard. Hold it over and I won't have to strangle you again.
No way, we need shinies to keep ghost fairy folk away. Best fairy repellent there is.
What? Since when are fairies afraid of shiny things?
Well, I don't see no fairies around, do you? But maybe we can work something out. Them smelly mushroom herders have been encroaching on our turf, see? They've been building those stupid little stone shrines of theirs, and worse yet, they've been hiring mercenaries to guard them. So we can't go anywhere near, but maybe a big stomper like you can take care of the problem for us.
And then you'll give me that shard.
Hey, if there ain't no fairies, we won't need no fairy repellent.
So we need to get it to back down before we can do anything. Also, I need to heal. It might be better for me just to have a couple healing potions on me. How do you make needle? A skeeter snoot. Reedy twine. We need rodent lard. Where did I see a squirrel? There's one here. There you go, because the squirrel's a rodent. We can at least deal with one of the things we need to deal with. We're missing a firefly. Okay, time to go back to Firefly Place and just catch a fuck ton. The place with all the fireflies is in the bottom left over here. Oh, what are you? Oh, it's just a stick. It looked like a turnip a little bit from what I saw there. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Catch the fireflies. Catching fireflies. Have we got all the stuff to make it now? Yes, we do. We may need actually more than one of these. Ooh, bless me. So I might need to catch another squirrel. Thank you, Murder. Where are more squirrels? Ah, here's another squirrel. Yeah, there you go. Rodent fat. Woodcutter. What have you got, my guy? Oh, hello there. Sorry, I think I managed to get most of the debris off the road. Looks like you've made a find, Rick. What on earth happened to your cart?
Yes, well, you see, I was sent on a very important mission to the order of my captain, the bear.
The bear, you say? What sort of mission?
It is my job to make sure the lakeshore camp is well stocked up with provisions, but most importantly, a steady supply of honey for the bear's favourite mead. I was just on my way back from the apiary with a cart full when a deer or something darted out of nowhere. Just as my poor mule so bad she broke her bare idol and ran off. My own heart nearly leapt out of my ribcage. Piled the damn cart right into the ditch, she did. Now the very barrel is smashed and I can't bring myself to come report back empty-handed. The bear will have my guts for garters, I'm sure of it.
This bear sounds like quite a brute.
Oh, you don't know half of it. If he doesn't get his honey mead, heads will roll. Maybe you could lend me a hand?
I can't very well put this broken cart back together.
No, nothing like that. But could you take a message to the sergeant of the lakeshore camp? He's a reasonable fellow. Let him know what happened. Maybe he can get me out of this bind. You can get to the lakeshore camp if you follow the road to the north and west of here. I need to stay with the cart and assess its damages. Oh dear.
What's down here then? We need to go to the swamp because we can't get the thing to get rid of the bats until we have more swamp adjacent stuff. A turkey? Question mark? Oh, turkeys are murderous, apparently. Lazy grass. Good day to you. Green. Perhaps I can puzzle him somehow. A natural tinkerer, but stubbornly refuses to read any instruction manuals. A plump and happy hen. That's all the eggs for now. We literally squeezed the eggies out of them. More lazy grass. I need a jar to collect some milk. So what other potions could we have? Oh, we don't have any of this. This all comes from the swamp. That's why. We do need cricket legs. I know we need cricket legs for something that we're working on. Upon closer inspection, this mountain of hair appears to have been deliberately woven to an intricate wickerwork structure. You carefully pluck a single piece of straw from its centre and open a whole bundle begins to swell and unravel until the gaping vortex opens before you. A shadowed way. Oh, is this the fast travel point for this area? It is. Nice. So we can open fast travel points to make getting certain ingredients faster. Grab more grasshopper legs. Choppy choppy. Changeling route. A hefty gold stands before you, wiping beads of dew off his bumpy forehead. He tilts up the brim of his hat and greets you with what you interpret as a smile. Welcome to my farm, stranger. What brings you out here? How's it going, farmer? Oh, you know, not so bad. Trying my best to win the harvest competition this year. Well, you look to be making good progress. Surely you'll be a shoo-in for the blue ribbon. Would I think so, wouldn't you? But every year, without fail, our vessel ox takes the prize. No matter how hard I work, I can't outgrow his crops. Careful now, you're beginning to sound like a sore loser. Yeah, no sore loser. I just think it's quite suspicious, don't you? Last year, the ox and his family grew the largest corn crops I have ever seen. I was only barely able to get second place because of my own little helpers. You motioned to the animated turnips and potatoes busy with menial farm work. But this year, his crops are larger than before. Even though his family is nowhere to be seen. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's working in the fields all by himself. What happened to his family? That's the fishy part. No one knows. They just disappeared one day and the ox has said nothing. That does sound suspicious. Perhaps I'll go and ask him myself. Okay, his farm is down the southwest. You can't miss it. Just want to get back to work. Veggies won't grow themselves, you know. Okay. Changing route, grain, and another thing. Okay. A pheasant. Not entirely unlike a chicken, although the aesthetic preference of some. Pheasants are cool. They can be really pretty. You can get some really, really pretty types of pheasant. Okay, there's a skeleton. Berries. My cousin. Oh, pheasant. I don't know actually how closely related pheasants are to pigeons. I imagine not that farly separate. Honestly, I think a pheasant VTuber would be like a sick ass idea actually. If people actually bought VTuber designs, that would be one I would do. Trouble is that nobody actually buys VTuber designs that are pre-made. Turkey, stop trying to hit me. It's not funny. Like, I think of fucking... You peer through the hedgerow and see a ramshackle encampment thrown out with plunder. Cutpusses and brigands pick their nails with dangerous-looking daggers. I got nothing to gain from this little nest of knaves, but I'll make myself scarce before they see me. You scamper back to the safety of the road. But yeah, I think that sounds fucking sick actually. There's a male VTuber design is a pheasant. Because the male pheasants are the ones that have the really pretty feather tails and tail feathers. This old booch deserves a treat. This booch's barking and biting days are well behind him. Aw, he's really cute. I like this dog. Honestly, so far, I do think maybe the animal people are actually metaphorical. Hey, this is private property. What you doing trespassing on my land? Why, I just came to admire the glow of your crops, Master Ox. I heard you produce the most bountiful produce in the land. Well, you heard right, I work day in and day out. To my hands are raw and my back is broken. But you won't find a finer farm anywhere else. You're sure to take first prize at the Harvest Festival again. You and your family must be so proud. The ox spits on the tilled soil. Pah! Those lazy louts never understood the pride and joy devoting oneself to the land. What good's a family that gripes about hard labour? We'd never have won any of those competitions if it weren't for my sacrifice. Where is your family then? I can't help you notice you're working all by yourself. If you must know, this damn old bandits out of South Bridge stormed in one place in the night and stole them away. Bandits who don't seem very concerned about getting them back. I'm better off. For all they know, they could have already been ransomed off for some fertiliser. But you're so worried, why don't you go talk to these bloody brigands yourself? Now get your big nose off my fields, or I'll toss you in the compost deep. That gourd's head is bound to rot. He seems pretty chill. Like, they're making all of these... We know... So if we come across an animal person, we know they're a shithead. As per the point of the game. Because we know that they did something to the sleeping girl that we look after. There are far too many for me to just sneak by. I'll have to find a way to incapacitate them. How do we go about that then? The dreadful doll. Okay, so the first manner of business then is finding the way to, like, the swamp. Because the swamp has all the ingredients for stuff that we need but don't have. So I guess back to the forest and then find whichever path leads to the swamp. That doesn't look very swamp-like. That looks like underwater. No, it's hard to tell what is swampy. Either way, we can always go to and deliver the message that we need to. That's the lakeshore path. Hey, where do you think you're going? Yeah, no one but us soldiers are allowed inside Lakeshore Camp. Get out of my way, I have urgent news of your quartermaster. I need to speak to your sergeant. Urgent? Anything that's urgent is the line for the latrine, or if your captain hasn't had his drink. That's right, Captain Bear is a right foul mood. You can't come in unless you want a good thrashing. Cardos must have to shout over the clattering din coming from inside the camp. You heard him, dangerous in there. You wouldn't have the honor to let a frail old granny like you near the beast. One guard turns to the other with a conspiratorial shrug. Yeah, but who are we to say what's good for her health? Oh, yeah, you're right. We might be convinced to look the other way if fairly compensated. Right, fairly compensated of course, we'd be sticking our necks out after all. Right, here's some coin. You carefully press 3 heavy gold coins into the palm of the waiting guard. There, I expect you can divide them evenly amongst yourselves. Right, 1 for you and 2 for me. What? You mean 2 for me and 1 for you? I'm the one who does all the real guarding around here. You still owe me for that game of dice you lost. You cheated me. Give me them coins. The 2 guards fall into fisticuffs and roll into the bushes, leaving the gate out to the camp wide open. Oh, blood. You cautiously approach. The bear drains the last of his enormous tankard and smashes against the head of a nearby soldier, knocking the hapless man to the ground. And then I wall up to him just like that, so next time I catch any of you cowards turning tail, I'll skewer you like a fish and leave your guts for the gulls. Suddenly noticing that his drunk has gone dry, the bear bellows to the skies. More mead, you yellow-bellied worms, more drink, bring me my delicious honey mead. The soldiers taking cover nearby exchange nervous glances at each other, none wanting to confront the bear. There's no more honey mead. Bear wipes a strand of drool from his sagging lips and his blurry eyes slowly focus on you. A mocking smirk splits his face as he waves at you, with his great spiked mace. Say nah, that's a funny looking helmet, soldier. I ever tell you the time I crushed the bucket-headed barbarians of the West Mountains. You decide that now is a good time to leave the bear to his ramblings rather than make yourself an unfortunate prop in his war stories. The bear kicks an empty tankard at you as you retreat into the camp. That's right, go get me more mead, you good-for-nothing sluggers. You can't go in there, it's the bear's tent. A frantic-looking officer shouts in hurried orders at whoever will listen, but most of the camp soldiers are busy cowering or knocked out cold. Man the gate, you! Over there, secure the perimeter. We just need to hold out a little longer. Sir, we're running out of men. How's that damn shipment of honey? You step over an unconscious footman to address the man in charge. I might be able to answer that question. Who let this old bat in the camp? I may or may not be shrimping. I may or may not be shrimping. It's hard not to shrimp when reading. Reading makes you especially shrimpy. Because like I have to get closer to the screen. I found your quartermaster. I found your quartermaster. He is having a bit of a car trouble on the road. I am afraid your shipment isn't going to be here anytime soon. What? A curse my rusty breeches. Without the honey and the other supplies we can't make any mead. The bear's gonna flatten the old camp when he finds out. The camp looks half flattened already. What's all the ruckus about? Well, the bear is the greatest warrior there ever was, which is grand and all when he's fighting the enemy. But once he's set up camp, he likes to use us poor sods as playthings to reenact his conquests. And the only thing the bear loves as much as fighting is drinking. Guzzles up so much honey mead that we have to brew it right here in the camp just to keep up. He points to a squat-looking device tucked near some tents. A portable brewery. Without that shipment of ingredients, I don't see how we could ever calm the bear down. Smash us all into paste before the sun sets. Let me take a look in this brewery of yours. The bear is so in love with brawling and boozing that perhaps it is about time he received a dose of his own medicine. Ooh. Timer ran out on waiting page. Now we're back to normal page. You inspect the brass contraption. A tank here, a hopper there. The bitter smell of alcohol is infused into the well-worn metal. Despite the needlessly complicated dials and tubing, in the end of the day, a brewery is really just a fancy cauldron. Seems simple enough. I should be able to concoct the right potion for your troubles. The rattled sergeant shrugs his shoulders at you. Sure, if you think it'll help. But you need to fuel the darn thing first, and our supplies are a mess, so you have to figure it out on your own. You open up the brewery to inspect its complicated innards. You snap kindling into pieces and scatter it into the bottom compartment of the brewery. It should be fuel for the job. With the heat of a cinder box, you set the stove chamber of the brewery alight. It will bring the tank to a rolling boil. So we need 5 jars of water. Jars. Okay, that should be enough jars. So we need to go get water. Is there anywhere easy to get water here, or do I have to go all the way back to the woods? Looks like I have to go all the way back to the woods. And all the way back to the well, which is over the other side of the woods. Right, this way. There's the potter. Into the well. Into the pit. Into the pit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lots of jars of water. You hike up the hem of your skirt from the ankle-deep well water and duck down to inspect the small damp cave. A pale shape quickly retreats further into the dark space. You hear the laboured breath of some pathetic thing, frightened and alone. Hello there, don't worry, I won't hurt you. Bloodshot eyes blink nervously up at you. The creature gazes longingly at the light of the world above while simultaneously cowering from it. Poor dear, what are you doing down in this hole? I bet you're hungry, aren't you? Two thin, malnourished arms twist out from the crevice. One tightly clutches a shard of glass, while the other reaches out to you, begging for food. Okay. Witch spice. We can make witch spice. We need campfire embers in order to make a roast beast. We need a lot of campfire embers, actually. Okay. Where's the nearest campfire? Well, there's a lot of fires down in the military place, but I'm hoping for something closer. We need another cinder box, meaning we need to get... Oh, thank you for coming in, Cyan. Have a good workout, hun. That's the good thing about playing nice chill games like this, is that people don't have to worry if they miss anything, because you're probably not going to miss much. A lot of it's just collecting stuff. Right, that's one cinder box. We can burn away this dryad. It'll cool off eventually. Ooh, dryad fruit. That might be helpful. We can't go this way, so there's nothing this way. We need mosquito things. Because we're making progress on 2 people. 3 people at the moment, actually. Don't worry, dog, I'm not after you. Oh, we do need to deal with the dog. Okay, let me... Soporific meat. Grab dog hair while we've got it. Hair of dog in real life is actually a plant. Like, hair of dog in real life is just a type of plant. changeling root. Oh, I need more embers, because I use the embers to do that other thing. When if I go to the camp, I can collect all the embers from the bear's camp and use those to, like, do everything else. Because there's a lot of fire pits at the bear's camp. Ooh, grains and stuff. Free grain. And I think that's most of the things here that I need. Jug of water. With a hiss of steam and the sound of boiling water, the rattling brewery is ready for the next step in the process. Of course, sirs, you'll need honey for your mead. That quartermaster said he was coming back from the apiary in the fields, so I best try there. Then I'll need a proper magical binder and a token of the bear to seal the spell. Something in this camp ought to do the trick. Honey, metamorphosis elixir, torn teddy bear. Through the open tent flap, you capture a glimpse of pillaged trinkets and treasures scattered about the suspicious interior. You summarise that one of these precious objects must contain enough magical essence to use as a token of the bear. Your eyes have only a moment to linger upon the giant fur-lined bed before a hand pulls the door flap shut. The sergeant gives you a disapproving glare as he ushers you away. Hey, you can't go in there. This is the bear's personal tent, you know, the kind of hell that you'll be break loose if you find someone's been snooping. Don't worry, I'll be careful. It seems like your men are keeping him distracted anyway. You glance over at the bear as he tosses aside a soldier like a sack of potatoes. No way, no how. If you think this is bad, just wait till he finds out there's no more honey mead. If you're so afraid of the stomping brute, why don't you just slip away into the night? Surely it would prolong your life a little. And abandon all my friends. We soldiers got to stick together. It's our only chance. If only there was some way to stand up to the bear. Thought seems to cross the sergeant's mind as he notices the potions and baubles hanging about your belt. Say, you go to a magical doodads on what's its right. If you can make me some sort of protective charm or talisman, I could maybe have a chance against that monster without getting my head just stoved in. If I make you a protective talisman, will you let me into his tent? Suppose I wouldn't have much of a worry if you did. Okay, how do I make a protective talisman? Dragonfly. So we need to desperately get to the swamp. The swamp is holding us back from a lot of things at this point. Meat for the thing. Bug ichor. We've got changing root, we've got dried fruit, we need bug ichor. We've got one ingredient of that. Three of them. How do I get a hold of it? Which way to the swamp? Because we've got the roast beast for the thing in the well. Right. Let's go feed this thing. And once we've fed whatever this little creature is in the well, I think that gets us one more shard of the mirror, which is progress towards killing the snake. Have the roast beast. The creature snatches up the meat so quickly that you nearly lose a finger. It scurries back into its little crevice and you hear a satisfied munching from within. The creature is preoccupied with its frenzied eating. Because I think this might actually be the way to the swamp. Nice. How close are we to achieving any other goals? Can't do the dreadful doll to sort the snake out. Don't need that right now. Moo, the fields. Is our house the swamp? Because I remember the goat said our house is a swamp, but is it the swamp? Because there's a difference, isn't there? Whether our house is a swamp or the swamp. Nah, it looks like it's a swamp, not the swamp. Back into the darkness. We might as well take the shortcut to get to the fields. Because we need the apiary next. I think the bear is going to be the easiest one to kill first. We don't really know how to deal with the bandits. Have a good one, Mera. Thank you for where is the apiary? We've not found a use for eggs yet either. This way, maybe? Yeah, this is the apiary. Hello, beekeeper. Heidi ho, I'm afraid we're closed for the season. Closed, but I need some of your honey right away. Sorry, our supply was cleaned out just a little while ago. Funny little man with a cart, you just missed him. Yes, I've met him. He was the quartermaster for the bear. But he had a bit of an accident on the road. I still need to collect more honey for the lakeshore camp. The bear? Well, that explains why the quartermaster purchased so dang much. Heard that that lumbering bully would steal even the nectar coming from lava if it would suit him. The poor bees have already worked themselves half to death for that order. And they don't have any honey left. I wish I could do something to help you, but the only honey left in the entire apiary is in Her Majesty's personal reserve. Her Majesty? Why, my sweet spring flower, the jewel I make her own, the golden son of my... Yes, get on with it. My beloved queen, she's lovely as she is wise and resides over her flowered kingdom. A shrill voice pierces the meadow and sends chills down your spine.
Slave, where is my dinner? I order you to bring me the finest sunflowers.
Right away, my love.
And make it pretty this time. I don't want another one of your dandelion bouquets, like some common wasp.
Yes, my sweet. I think I had better have an audience with this queen myself. Hello, Queen Bee. The regal insect looks down on her curled nose at you scornfully. That fool beekeeper is supposed to stop the rabble from trampling my delicate garden. God helps, it's so hard to find, isn't it? And I suppose you've come to lend a hand. No, I don't think so. What you want, little beetle? You seem like a very busy woman, so I will not waste your time. I need honey, your best honey. She tilts her long neck back and lets out a buzzing laugh. Do you think I simply give my carefully cultivated honey to riches to just any commoner? Do you have any idea how much time and energy is spent managing this colony? Everyone always wants something, but no one ever wants to work for it. In a rustle of petals, the beekeeper comes running over, holding an assortment of beautiful prairie flowers. My darling sweetheart, I offer you the finest meadow flowers. Hope you can find these to your liking. Is this marigold, you wax-blame fool? You know I despise the stuff. How many times must I repeat myself? Get out of my sight, all of you. My love, I have wronged you. Let me try again. You follow the beekeeper a short distance away, while he busies himself picking more flowers. She seems to be in a foul mood. Does she always treat you like this? Well, yes, but it's really usually my own fault. Sometimes she really gets her run up a little bit of smoke and soothed and herbs calmed her right down. Smoke, you say? I'm sure I could come up with something to even out her mood. Oi! They stinged me. That's mean. Right, what do I need for this? Witch herbs. I can craft them. I can craft a smoke pellet. And I can also craft a soporific potion. Yay! I had everything for the royal incense. The pots can go in my inventory again. You're a sneak. Do you honestly believe that your little puff of smoke can... The queen fans herself lightly, as the world begins to push and pull all around her. Whew, does anyone else feel a little hot? Anyways, as I was saying, you can't just... The sparkling sun bears down on the queen, like the warm summer's embrace. My, look at all these beautiful colours. Have they always been so bright? The queen bee stretches her arms across the sea of flowers, brushing the tips of their petals gleefully. She arcs her limbs through the myriad of colours swirling about her head. It's gorgeous! Oh, and what is this delicious smell? Cracking into the waxen walls of her hive, the queen pulls out a golden honeycomb. She proceeds to messily stuff the honey into her face. Delectable. Oh, it's so good. You simply must have some, my dear. I've never tasted anything so delicious in my life. She offers up a sticky handful to you. Why, thank you, my queen. The beekeeper has concerned himself with the floral arrangement. So, we're working on the bear still. What do we need for the protective talisman? Swamp stuff is what we need. Where do we go for the swamp? The turkeys are mad. Actually, what do we need for the metamorphosis potion as well? Another thing we can only get from the swamp or the graveyard. Maybe the entrance to the swamp is going to be across this bridge? Pumpkin Jack, his weakness is Snagvine. And the Logger's Hatchet. A Berry Grove. Good day to you. Where are the mozzies? Because that's like the main thing we're missing at the moment, is that we don't have mosquitoes. We have a jar, we can get some milk. That's one ingredient down for something that we need. Trying to remember what it is. The ink. What we're missing for the ink. Because we need magic paste. Map. Into the forest. Shadowed Way. The Ox's farm. Where do go? Where do go? It made it look like there's a path up to the left, right? We might need to handle someone else first before we can do that, though. Right, so we got honey from the apiary. All this honey is ruined. This seems vaguely important. Flower petals. It's not pretty, but it's here. So the swamp is past the bear. Even further than the bear, upwards. We skedaddle up. Up, 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 up. To the swamp. There we go. That's what we need. Oh, we needed that. Have bait. I have newt. Nice. We're getting good. We're getting a bunch of stuff that we need. Okay. Smoke, 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 smoke. Oh, we need our hatchet. Okay, so the swamp is more dangerous. Tiny biter, known, have some medicinal use. A sneaker vine, a twig. How do we make meat traps? Thistle, which we get from the swamp. Too tough to break with hands alone. Two of these meat sticks. Got me some dragonfly wings and some insect innards. Plus some more eye of newt. Who's there? My eyes have gone milky. Please come a little closer, sister. I don't believe we've met before. Why do you call me sister? I don't need sight to see someone who's also signed a dark contract. The woman looks blindly through you, though you can sense her focus. Contract? So you've had dealings with that damnable goat too? What sort of pact did it rope you into? Oh, you know how it is. I was young, and we were no goat when I knew him. We used to dance naked under the blood moon and raise the dead to frighten dull country folk. But it's ancient history now. Old age comes for us all. And eventually you've got to hang up the sacrificial dagger and settle down into the comforts of retirement. I know that feeling. I miss my cozy chair and little fireplace. Seems like a fine spot you've got there. Well, it's not all posies and pumpernickel. She's whirling at her moth-eating blanket in her lap. What's rattled your bones? Maybe I can help.
It's my dear old husband, handsome chap, though a bit clumsy. He'd had a tumble trying to weed out some swamp traps from the yard. Awful things like to snap at your tails when you're not looking. Anyways, he twisted his ankle pretty bad when he went off to the sick house to have it looked at. But that was a few days ago. He should have been back by now. And these legs haven't worked right in decades, so I can't even go check up on him. I've been so worried. I even thought about making another contract.
Don't you dare. Just wait here. I'll go find him and see what the bother is.
Thank you, sister. The sick house is down the road to the west. And be careful of the critters along the way. They've got a taste for blood.
Ooh! Straight up just give us a sewing kit. We need at least two of these, so we need to go back there. We've got the Metamorphosis Elixir and the Magic Paste. We can make his Protective Talisman. And I think we have everything else we need for the bear. A wicker man. Should grab some stuff while I'm here. A place of powder, but to what end? Ooh, it's kind of cool actually that the swamp has like bones and shit just hanging about. Someone built this effigy to pay respect to the moon, and the moon in return has given it life. Up this way. It's just a dead guys hanging about here. Ooh, there's a dead whale. A drake. Not a full-grown dragon, but just as mean. And it needs a sacrifice to get rid of it. We should probably find out what we need to sort the swamp quest out. It feels more important to like have a mooch around. Troll, impassable hole, unless perhaps he likes you. A fat troll sits squarely in the middle of the bridge, busy scratching an itch on its back, with a fallen tree. His unmatched girth blocks the path forward. Out of the way, you big galoot. He shifts his mass and releases a loud fart of you as you attempt to circumvent him. Fine, keep your bridge. I'll come back when the vapors have disparted. We may actually be able to make the sacrifice ready for when we eventually need it. I like the creature designs in this, it's very cool. I like the mix of mythical animals and actual animals. These animated wooden effigies seem engaged in a ritualistic dance. They march in stiff patterns around a reflective piece of glass embedded in the soft ground. You lean in for a better look, just long enough to make out the shard's mirrored surface, reflecting a ghostly image of the moon. You think to reach in and grab it, but the swinging limbs and dancing totems are too dense and thick. Out of the way, you overgrown twigs. Maybe I can get them to shift our attention to some other glittering bauble. A moonlight shard. A globe. Totemic moon drop. And a glitter bomb. So we need a jar to make the glitter bomb, which goes into the moon thing, and now we need a moonstone. To the sick house. A nun? Hold on now. The sick house is full to the brim, infesting with disease. Did you know there's a deadly plague going around? A plague, you say? This is the first I've heard of it. Oh, it's terrible. It affects the young and old, the healthy and infirm alike. We're so swamped with patients I can barely keep my breath. So what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be inside tending to the ill? We've just got so many bodies piling up. Someone has to bury them before they spread the sickness further. She drops her voice to a whisper, looking ashamed. It's gotten so crowded I've had to dump some in the swamp. That seems unethical. But don't worry, the leech is inside working her miracles on the other patients. They couldn't be in better hands. The leech? That is the doctor of this place. The best in the land. I don't dare think about how much worse it would be without her skills. I need to speak to her. I'm checking up on someone who came through here. Sorry, I cannot in good conscience allow a person of your, years to enter such an infectious space without proper inoculation. But with all patients, we're low on medicine, and I'm afraid I don't have any to spare. Bah! What is a simple booster shot made from anyway? There's plenty of medicinal ingredients right here in the swamp. I'll go get them myself. Well, it's a pretty basic prescription if you bring me the components. I'll be able to mix and administer it, then you can go inside. Milligrams of bog acre, 5 grams of toxic thistle powder, and some lazy grass to numb the pain. You place a sloshing jar of ichor in the nurse's hands. She inspects it suspiciously, but doesn't ask where it came from. Lazy grass? The nurse takes the dry grasses you, Kit, have been so careful to keep intact, and immediately crushes them into powder. Toxic thistle. We need some more thistle. Alright. We should be able to find more thistle to do this part of this quest easy. And then we can find our sister. Whether what the fuck's up with her husband and where he's gone. I actually want to go to my inventory and move this glitter bomb into the inventory. Along with that one. And the dreadful doll. Just because I'm a little worried that we don't have enough kind of to be wasting. Okay, one more thistle. Here's some. That's good. Embalming salts. Ooh. So we come here for embalming salts. Okay, we can get this inoculation for this plague, quote unquote. I'm not entirely sure the plague is actually real. I think it may just be the leech killing people. You snap off a few spiny thistles and pass them to the nurse. She's careful not to pick herself on the sharp ends. The nurse nods at you, gathering all the ingredients into a small hand-sized mortar. You hold your breath as she mashes everything into a slimy, stinky liquid. Not the most pleasant stuff, but I can assure you it beats growing lumps where no lumps should be. Speak for yourself, one can never have enough lumps. The nurse strokes at you, sucking up the bubbling mixture into an oversized syringe. She gestures for you to hold out your arm. After stabbing into your flesh several times, she fails to find any veins with the point of the needle. Sorry, you seem to have some strange physiology? Bah, give it here, I'll do it. You seize the injector and jab it into your arm without further fuss. A cold sensation climbs into your fingertips. You doubt the medicine will have any effect, but at least it should make the nurse happy. There, I feel much better. Can I go inside now? Oh, yes, of course. You should be immune to the plague for the time being, but be quick, the leech is very busy. Person still alive? It's hard to say. Loud snores drown out all nearby. The doctor slithers from one patient to another, checking off little boxes on a clipboard. From under her wide-brimmed hat, she appears to notice you enter, pays you no mind. You must be the lich. I was hoping you could help me find one of your patients. Do you have the symptoms? Crackling of the bones, oozing eyes, skin rot, perhaps a yellow liver? Let's get you examined. The leech extends her toothy snout, prodding your body, and searching for some hidden malignancy. You slap her away with a swift palm. If it is sickness you are looking for, you won't find it on me. My dear, we're all sick with something. Whether it's a broken heart or a broken arm, we all suffer in one way or another. You peer through her tightly wrapped garments to see a deep darkness underneath. Despite the warmth of her words, there is a sense of hunger and urgency to her tone. I am here to heal, to mend, to put your troubles at ease. Now tell me, what ails you? I told you already, I am in perfect health. I am here to find someone, a man who came through here with a sprained ankle. Half the patients who come to me have twisted this or broken that, but before the box sets in, that is. Can you be more specific? What does he look like? Oh, I am not sure. Then how do you expect me to help you? Come back when you know who you're looking for. You look about the sick house at the coughing, wheezing bedridden souls. Perhaps some of them will be able to identify the missing husband. Fellow here with dark ears and dark eyes. Is it the bearded guy you're looking for? Short fellow got to her. I miss that man with the beard. Leave me alone. They're sleeping. Looks like they could use the rest. A husband, yes. He had a darker complexion than me. Can't find the short guy. Sorry, I can't help you. You don't know where that short fellow got to, eh? It's the bearded guy you're looking for. The patient just stares into the distance, silently. Okay. We've talked to everyone, haven't we? Shorter than most. I'm going to need a bit more than that. Dark in features. Narrowing it down, give me something else. Wore a full beard. Oh, yes.
Ah, yes, I remember now. That poor man now. He must have came in with a swollen ankle, but on his journey through the swamp he must have contracted the plague. Soon his condition declined rapidly. I'm sorry to say, in the end, there wasn't much I could do for him except make him comfortable.
He is dead? What sort of sick house is this, anyway?
My condolences, really. If you'll excuse me, I have to get back to doing what I can for the living.
At least tell me where his wife might collect his body. The Nursak side seem to be keeping track of them all.
I am sorry, that information reserved for next of kin. Judging by your physique, I wouldn't say you related to the deceased in the slightest.
The doctor turns away from you to prepare vials of medicine. Better return to the old woman in the swamp with the bad news. Aww. I figured that's where this was going. But we're going to kill her anyway. Not the old woman, we're killing the leech. The leech is one of our targets. She's on our hit list. Because I'm pretty sure what's actually happening is the leech is draining everyone.
Do you have news of my husband? He should have been back from the sick house by now.
You bow your head in condolence. I am sorry to say that your husband has passed away. The leech said he fell ill with the plague. Rather than grief, her expression of mild annoyance crosses the woman's face.
Oh, what a nuisance.
You don't seem that upset by the news.
Well, he was getting on in years. It was bound to happen sooner or later. I just didn't think it would be from some measly plague, of all things. So, where is the fault now?
I'm not sure. The leech wouldn't tell me, but her assistant mentioned having to dispose of the dead out in the swamp.
Ah, brimstone and bandersnatch. I know I'm already in your debt, sister, but can I ask you for another favour?
I suppose I've already stuck my foot in this mess. What is it?
There is an old circle of power just rest up here. It served me well in my younger years, and I expect it's still got some juice left. I needed to dust it up and fire it up again. I'd go do it myself, but by the time I got there, my poor husband's body would be already reduced to worm farts.
What am I to do with this circle?
You're not knowledgeable, lass. The engraving on the obelisk should explain the rest.
Okay. Obelisk. Time for obelisk. You brush off a blanket of thick moss and lichen from the ancient magical pattern carved into the earth. The essence of power waits at your touch, bringing light and warmth to your fingertips. 4 black stone obelisks surround the ritual spot. You'll need to scrape off more overground to create the runic lettering engraved on their surfaces. Western obelisk requires a source of undead animation. The southern obelisks need a collection of bodily fluids. The eastern obelisk yearns for a tooth of a dragon. You haven't seen any real dragons in years, but who knows what's out in the swamp. A northern obelisk calls for proof of the dead. The afterlife is nothing if not bureaucratic. A death certificate from the leech would fit the bill. Okay. Do we have the stuff to make this? No, we need insect and frog juice. What are you? Oh, a pumpkin jack bone. So we need to kill a pumpkin jack. How do we go about that? We need more milk. We need a lot of things. This is gonna be a task. This is gonna be a task. Yeah, no, we're literally doing necromancy. I do not know where to get a totemic moon drop. We've used a glitter bomb. We've got a glitter bomb. We've done that. Unveiling powder. Sap trap we don't need right now. Smoke pellets we can't really use right now. We've already done the protective talisman. We need to go get a bunch of clay and embers. So going back to the bear is probably the best solution, because he has the biggest, like, collection of embers and stuff. But also, yes, you did call necromancy. Oh, we might not actually be bringing the husband back, but at the very least we're, like, talking to his spirit. Oh, my hair has just moved and got all up in my face. Okay, there we go. I couldn't see a teleportation point to that. Right. Lakeshore Path, let's go kill the bear. Or more like probably get someone to kill the bear for us. And collect a fuck ton of embers while we're here. If I make you protect this talisman, here you go. Here, this ought to shield you from harm, for a time. He grins nervously and puts the charm around his neck, then he clobbers himself in the face with his own fist. Wow, you aren't kidding. That's nowhere near the kind of punishment the bear can dish out. I better find some more stuff to test out with, then I'll give the bear a piece of my mind. Stumbles off into the camp to find other objects to try his newfound protection, leaving the bear's tent unattended. Look around the bear's stuff. Dead trifle, surely this will do. So I don't know what we're going to turn the bear into, but this should be fun. Because we're using honey. As you squeeze the honeycomb with your bare hands, the thick, rich honey slowly oozes into the brewery's tank. Too sweet for your tastes, but then this potion's not for you. You ladle out a good portion of the writhing tar-like substance into the brewery. To be safe, you add a little bit more, just for texture. You pause before dropping the tattered plaything into the brewery. A glint of its button eye reminds you of something, but soon the thought evaporates from your mind. You overturn your palm, and the stuffed bear splashes down into the concoction. It floats sadly for a moment before becoming waterlogged and disappearing under the surface. With the addition of the final ingredient, the brewing equipment is sealed and set to work. Steam hisses from its rivets and its swollen metal belly clanks and rattles. Before long, the wagging fingers of the gauges and dials settle down, indicating that the brew is complete. You give a quick sniff test and recoil at the sickeningly sweet vapours. You push an empty wooden keg under the contraption's spigot and crank the release valve. The brewery strains under the pressure and fills the keg with chunky, oozing fluid. It may not be the first finest honey mead around, but hopefully the great raging galoot won't stop to notice the difference. Captain, I brought you more honey mead. The bear swipes up the tankard with his massive paw and tosses the contents into his slavering maw without hesitation. He licks his chops, savouring the peculiar flavour. With a sudden jerk, he bears down on you with suspicion. Say, it tastes kind of funny. What did you do, soldier? It is a new recipe. I thought you might enjoy something with a little more sting to it. You know I hate new things. I'll teach you to mess with my favourite brew, you hayseed. The bear is upon you with a frightening speed. He raises the huge mace in his paw and skyward, and you brace for the impact. With equal measure of speed, the sergeant leaps between the crashing mace of your head. You peer through your fingers as a great clang resounds throughout the camp. The bear roars furiously as his blow is magically repelled from the sergeant's talisman. The mace goes spinning out of his paw and falls into the lake with a great splash. He gapes, dumbfounded, as the sergeant stands before him, completely unarmed. Ha! That'll teach you to pick on us, you big oaf. It's been a long time coming. The sergeant wags his finger at the bear. Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're so big and tough with your fancy feather hat and your big honking club? Well, look at you now. The camp's soldiers gather to witness in stunned awe. Miraculously, the bear seems to shrink in the face of the sergeant's onslaught. If it was up to me, you'd be dishonourably discharged for disorderly conduct. You're a disgrace to the uniform, you're no captain of mine. With fear welling up in his eyes, the bear shrinks and shrinks until he's reduced to the size of a small cat. And another thing, what's happening? In place of the bear's drunken grimace is the stitched smile of a doll's grin. Two button eyes stare back, and disapproving faces surrounded the little plush toy. The sergeant takes a step back to reveal the small shape of a stuffed teddy bear where the brute once stood. Your transformative potion has finally done its work. Gee, I guess I overdid it? He scratches his head in befuddlement, but seemingly genuinely relieved. Hey Sarge, I guess that means you're in charge now, right? Oh yeah, I guess it does. Well, what's you all standing around for? Camp's a mess. Let's get to work. You pick up the diminutive doll and brush some sand out of its fur. As you inspect it further, its head lolls to face you. Far within the glassy surface of its button eyes, you can barely make out the tiny crimson flame, the trapped soul of the bear. This ought to be what the old goat is after. I hope he is happy. Right, so that is the bear. Done and gone. So who seems next easiest is the question. The drake seems kind of hard to deal with right now for us. So maybe next person to deal with is the snake? Because we've got the leech, the ox. Oh, we can deal with the ox actually. The ox isn't hard. Oh, hello. What a relief. With the bear gone, we can all rest easy. Yeah, so next up I guess is I think we go deal with these bandits and then we see where that goes and see how long we think the next thing will take to do before we decide whether we're finishing for tonight. Because if it's something that's only going to take me like seconds, we should continue. Right, down south, and we need inventory. Swap them out. Oh yeah, milk. We need milk. We also need cricket legs. This is perfect. There are far too many. Healing potion. They've got not in their thing. Ah, slow fox, how's you managed to get your creaky bones past? I need to come up with a different voice because I've been doing the same voice for basically everyone. Slow fox, how's you managed to get your creaky bones past me grunts? My mooks must be getting fat around the waist to have you slip by so easy. Never too old to teach some young'uns that hands are better left out of people's pockets. Next time I touch one of your rogues thirsting for gold, they'll have to recount their fingers. Ain't afraid of nothing, are you? Well, let me be the first to welcome you to our merry camp. I suppose you didn't come just to scold us. What do you know about the ox who works in the southern fields? He told me his family might have come through this way. Oh yeah, we know all about the ox. Might also have seen that family of his, but on the other hand, maybe we didn't. What's it to you? Listen up, you big log. That information is about the only thing stopping me from changing the whole lot of you into stinking chickens. Alright, Granny. No need to get upset. I'm going Scottish. I've changed my mind. We was just playing games, you know. Yeah, we've seen that family. The boy and his mum, if I remember. Always walking that big ox shadow. Always looking afraid of him too. So you didn't kidnap him. Where are they now? You know, you remind me of me dear old ma. She didn't take no guff from no one either. Ah, she used to bake the most delicious meat pies. I'm sure you miss her cooking. Me and the boys have been awful hungry lately. Thieving's hard work, and crime doesn't always pay. Say, do you know how to bake? I even got my ma's pie recipe right here. Who knows, on a full stomach I might even remember something about the missing family. Oh, that's annoying. I was hoping that we could just like skedaddle our way out of that one easily, but we're going to need to make traps and catch some crows. How many crows do we need for the pie? And we only need one meat, but two crow feet, and dough. We need one more milk for dough. Damn, we're just short on everything, basically. Well, at least by doing the crow, we'll also be getting the meat we need to make the roast. Any one of yours will do. Nice. Okay. Now clay. We have the stuff to get clay here. We don't have to travel far, I don't think. More cricket legs. Need to remember, because we've got to get Spring-tailed Jack as well. Because, oh, it's not Spring-tailed Jack, is it? They're calling it Pumpkin Jack. They're similar but different. We need a snag vine. To get a bone from a Spring-tailed Jack. Nice. pot. And we need the pot for another thing of milk. Back to cow. Back to cow. Back to cow, get milk. We might need to make another one of those puppets as well. Right, that should be all we need for... Oh, we need grain. The grain farmer is up here. We can snip and take some of the grain here to make dough. And we use the dough, the bird feet, and now we need a roast. We can make a roast. And we've made the pie. And we can also make the doll. Nice, 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 nice. Did we make the pie? Yes, we have. We're gonna need to make another doll afterwards, though, to go get that last thing for the snake lot. Oh, we don't need it. Say, did you know how to bake? I've even got my ma's pie recipe right here. Fee fi fo fum, I won't pie in my tummy tum tum. Come on then. Come on then, I have a helping. The bandit plunges his hand into the pie, grabbing a fistful. He barks in delight as wet chunks of pie filling splatter out in his gob. Delish. Just like how Ma used to make, but somehow it's different. Picks a small black feather from between his yellow teeth. Is this crow? I figured you could do with a serving of humility. The gargantuan man's lips begin to quiver. Great watery tears well up in his beady eyes. What is the matter, Dory? The spice is too strong? No, Jane, the spice is... It's just... He deteriorates into a great shuddering sobs that shake the camp. Ma always said I was a bad seed, if I weren't good for nothing but eating and thieving. But all I really wanted to do was... dance. I was going to make the greatest dance troupe the world had ever seen. Had an aim in mind and everything. Picked leaping pockets. But, I ain't doing nothing but taking, always taking. Ma was right, I was a bad apple. Come on now, dry those eyes, you're not all that bad. He snorts a dangling glob of snot back into his nose. You really think so? You gently reassure him with another helping of pie. Of course not, you're going to tell me all about the Ox's family, aren't you? Oh, right, well, you see we've been spying on that ox for years now. Every full moon he'd go out into the fields all by his lonesome. He'd howl at the sky. What was it a day? Oh, he'd say, abracacam cob. Then always sounded like he got into an argument with someone. But there was never anyone else there. Except that creepy old scarecrow of his. You pat the snuffling rogue on his stubbly cheek. That is a good lad. Maybe it's time to think about trading the daggers for lunch use. He's half more... handfuls of the crumbling pie between his blubbering lips. Yes, Mum, I'll do it. I'll dance. Aww, that was kind of cute, actually. Doghouse. Fortunately, empty right now. Nice. Okay, we'll go have a look at the ox. Because I feel like we've progressed the other two and we've not done anything with the ox. So I feel like we should progress the a bit so that we're sort of even for next time. The eerie simulacrum of a human sways in the breeze. Its lumpy face is to lay down if you're expecting something. Ah, a corn cob? The figure creaks against its pole as the vegetative head twists to look at you. It takes a wheezing breath, expelling a moth from its mouth hole. Hello, yes. Have you come to strike the deal with the great and magnanimous Harvest Master? No, thank you. I am involved in quite too many dark contracts with supernatural beings already. Then why have you summoned me? Has the ox made a deal with you, perchance? The ox? Why, yes. Terrible trade, I say, but the deal is a deal. What sort of trade? Does it have to do with his missing family? Yes, he said he wanted to own pretty prizes, grow the best crops. He said he would give up anything in the world. So he offered me his wife and son. I'm not one to refuse a bargain like that. Where are they? What do you do with them? Don't worry, they're fine, but as long as I make the crops grow, they belong to me. And if the crop should fail, your deal would be broken. Ha! I'm the great harvest master. My harvest will never fail. We'll see about that. I better take a closer look at these prize-winning plants. Where is journal? We're looking at the ox. Inspect the ox's crops. These crops are robust, thriving on anything else nearby. Huh, these stalks don't look sturdy to me. A good herbicide will shrivel these right up. It will teach that ox a lesson about proper agricultural practices. I'll need a sturdy enough vessel to hold the poison now. Maybe I can convince the vegetable to give up a nice big watering can of his. Ooh, yay! Stuff I can nick. Right, let's go talk to the vegetable farmer. It's kind of nice how they've just completely disarmed the bandits down here. The gnomes? I still haven't quite figured out the gnomes. Like, I don't quite know what they need. This is the vegetable farmer's place, isn't it? Pretty sure. Yeah, here you go. Hello again. Well, hello again. Find anything about what that ox is up to? As a matter of fact, I have. He seems to have traded his family to a turnip wizard or field genie or some other such nonsense. Ah, you must see the office master. That explains a lot, actually. But the business to get up with that, next up with that little fellow. The farmer nervously wipes his brow with the back of his leafy hand. Not that I would know anything about that myself. Listen, I don't have time to exchange farm gossip. I need to borrow your watering can. I'd be happy to lend it to you, but unfortunately I still needed to call my pals winning vegetable. You glance down at the field of a fat head of cabbage bobbing gently against a blanket of big swaddling leaves. You think he may have heard a faint giggle coming from deep within the fronds. Seems plenty big enough to me. Just you wait, my little baby is going to grow up to be a great big baby. It's going to be the belly of the bar at this year's festival. But if we were to, say, grow a little bit faster, I suppose I wouldn't need my watering can at all. You can swear the farmer winks at you, despite not being equipped with any eyes. Does nobody here produce an honest way? Let me have a look at the little tyke. You look down at the fattest little cabbage you've ever seen, but if it gets your hands on a watering can, it can stand to be a little fatter. Okay, so we reached the long sort of fetch quest for this one now. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Reaching the sort of long fetch questy bit. To call it a day. Who do we want to watch today? Let's raid Meadow. She's playing Hollow Knight. And that's sort of a similar-ish vibe. Right. Thank you for coming in, everyone. I've been Pigeon Wishes, your resident Pigeon Fae. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one, everyone.